the next domino to drop other than Kirill Kaprizov, Marco Rossi, and we have been writing the last couple of months, Mike, and it has been true that he's been part of trade conversations with other teams. Teams have called the Wild about Marco's availability because they've sensed the contract impasse or stalemate, whatever you want to call it, the Wild have had with Marco. Do you get a sense, like I do, that since we got past the draft and all that stuff like that, while he could get traded, a likely scenario is he does get signed at some point later this summer?
I still don't know. Every time I come on here, I'm expecting to see that 67's jersey disappear, but it's still there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't. I know that he says, first of all, when he says he'll match anybody's offer sheet, that's a strategic thing to let everybody else know publicly. I don't know if I totally believe it. Like if somebody came in and offered him 7.201 million, which is right below that one threshold that goes over the first and third. I just don't see them matching. I don't, because they don't believe he's that in that even ballpark, that vicinity. So I think it's just him saying that publicly. So I would take that for a grain of salt. I do think they're going to continue to look. I really do. Because the other issue here that's going to make, I think, bridging the gap really difficult is I don't think their side has a lot of trust that the Wild, they know that the Wild have been trying to trade him. And if he signs a tradable contract, Marco's not going to trust that he's just not going to be traded somewhere else. If that makes sense. So if it's too low and it's just essentially something that's allowing him extra time to move a very tradable contract, I just don't know if Marco's agent going to fall for that. So let's see where this goes. I just think that this could be a long process. I know his agent's shopping for offer sheets. So we'll see where it does go. The one thing though is that like another team now, after hearing what Billy said, might just not want to do the offer sheet and then run into him in a back room one day, at meetings, and you go into the bathroom at the Palm Beach in Manalapan, and all of a sudden Billy's at the urinal. You might turn right around and leave.
God. Well, Joe, you mentioned that someone had commented on your post asking about comparing him to Braden Point because of size and point totals early on in their career.
Well, I will say this. What does remind me a little bit of the two is kind of that determination, playing bigger than their size. Like Marco, a lot of his goals are within 5 feet of the net, right? Like he's not afraid to go to those areas, and I think that's what obviously Braden Point has done as well his entire career. He had to fight the label of being too small forever, right? I think Marco's a really good player. I think Braden Point's a superstar.
Yeah.
And Braden Point's a 50-goal scorer. I don't think there's anything wrong with Marco scoring 25 goals. That's a really good player, really good 2-3C to have. But Braden Point, I think his skill set is elite in that respect. So I think there are similarities in terms of, toughness, able to go to the dirty areas for their size, not backing down from anybody. Obviously being able to defend well. Braden Point is a guy who I think if he had the better matchups could be a Selke caliber defender. So, but yeah, I think in that respect, I think Marco, kind of determination, that kind of thing. But I think, Braden Point's I think overall skill set is a step above, of course. And he's proven it in the NHL, 50-goal scorer, one of the top in the league.
And I mean, he's no Louis Belpedio, but he'll serve on the bench.